Push that.
Half rebel? I got the wrong gun for this dude.
Yeah, one rep here. Okay, thank you.
Dead, that's sledge.
Yeah, nice. Still rep.
Probably the most important lesson that you will need to understand is how to properly peek. Because how many times we're killed behind the cover? By the end of the video, you will most likely die a lot less behind the cover, as we will talk here about peeking and angles. Let's start with the quick peeking. The idea behind quick peeking is never to be leaned on the opposite side. So if you expect a defender to come from the right side, you will never want to lean on the left side. So if you're going to quick peek from the left side, there are two ways. Press E and D at the same time, then E and A after. There is something called shy copied, but functionality is the same. Now the question could be when to quick peek. You can quick peek if your drone is simply too far away, or you don't have a drone to drone out the room ahead of you. Don't confuse quick peeking with pre-firing. Pre-firing is a complex topic to talk about here. It is available on my Metafy, but you can pre-fire and not quick peek angles where the defender can arrive only on one spot. So for example, the top of the stairs. When you reach the top of the stairs, the defender might be watching you from the games. There's no reason to use a drone or Yana's Gemini if you can just pre-fire these two common spots, and the only spots that a defender can be. Speaking about the Metafy, there's nearly a 55% discount on my coaching. Lasts till the end of the 31st of December. For example, if you want to learn how to properly attack, Omerta, I really like my animated cafe strat. Or do you want to know how to IGL, or do you want to learn how to solo queue with over 40 solo queue strats? Now it is best time to get a lesson. Links are in the comment section. Now, a little bit more about angles. Generally, the further away from cover you are, the better. We'll talk about when this is not true, but the closer to the cover you are, the smaller vision in the room ahead you will have. The same thing works if you're leaning, maybe on some smaller degree. But for the vertical angles, you will need to pay more attention. Going closer to the wall will be sometimes beneficial, such as if you're playing by the lockers on border, since if an attacker gets on the top of the CC desk, they will be able to see you if you're further from the wall. But if they're above the hedge, then you obviously don't want to stick with the cover that doesn't go all the way to the ceiling. Also, leaning left or right turns your head sideways down, just a little bit, so keep that in mind. Having outliers on of your teammates comes pretty important when in solo queue or duo queue. Having just an icon doesn't give you too much information of what your teammates are doing, but seeing if your teammate is holding Garage's lunch, Garage's door, or CC bridge from the catwalk is very important. This gives away positions where the attackers are in the solo queue, and what your teammate is currently contesting. Is he contesting lunch? Maybe it is time to start to flank from the main stairs. Are they contesting bridge? Maybe the attackers are trying to clear out the garage guy. The same thing goes for the holding versus not holding the same angle. Generally, don't hold the same angle with your teammates, but sometimes you will want to play crossfires, and then you will have to hold the same angle. This usually is done when the attacker screwed up, or you just outplay them with your setup, which we can talk how to in my coaching sessions. How many times did you die because of this? Why am I fully visible from the enemy's perspective, even if I'm holding a pixel angle? The answer is, you're holding a pixel angle to anyone that is coming from the right side. So in this case, the pixel angle is valid if you're expecting a attacker to come from the window side. Use pixel angles for the information for the most situations. You won't be getting kills with it. Two things to consider when holding pixel angles. If the attacker or defender crossed your pixel angle ends up in a hallway, then swing and pre-fire him. However, the other thing to consider is not to be baited by doing so. Pixel angles can be also used just to see if attackers are crossing from one room to another room. Passive angles are generally the best, because passive angles are held in a way that allows you to be the peeker. And we all know how peeker's advantage works in Siege, and it can be pretty huge and massive in this game. Passive angle with a pair of the sound does the trick. Additionally, if you have a trap by the hallway, it will guarantee you to get a kill. One provocative question for you. When would you hold an aggressive angle like this, even if you had a barbed wire or banshee by the hallway? Try to give it an answer down in the comment section below. But this is a very neat example that I really like to go through one of my coaching sessions, as the pro players will be doing that in the clip, even if they had a man advantage. So quick difference between these two, pixel angle is an angle that is a little bit riskier, but you get a visual information. Passive angle is more for sound intel, or if you can play off the utility, or off an operator like Clash. Passive peaks are also great for the crossfires as mentioned before, back in the outline part. If you know where someone is, then you shouldn't be quick peeking him, because the target will be moving. So you will never perfectly quick peek on them, so anything before the quick peek, you're not leaning at all, meaning you're putting yourself into a disadvantage. Just like on the Penguins clip at the very start. You can also get the advantage in the gunfight if you're on the odd positions, from elevated positions such as being on this desk, all the way to be proning. How and when to use and abuse odd spots can be also taught on my Metafy. For the rappelling, assuming you both are stationary targets, then you're rappelling upside down, and when you face a defender that is standing, the attacker has the advantage. If the defender is crouched, then it is even ground. But if the defender is prone, the defender has the advantage. But keep in mind that if you're prone as a defender, even if you will see the attacker before he sees you, the attacker can move pretty quickly, whereas you're pretty slow, since you're prone. And final quick tip is, if someone is calling an angle on you, and you want to peek them, hug the wall before peeking them, as you'll be closer to them, making you harder to kill. Which alibi prism is moving quicker, and harder to trace within the first second. Less than a half a second decides who wins the gunfights in the CQB, especially if you bring the shotgun and playing off the stairs. So any small advantage is a godsend. For more advantages, make sure to join my Discord server, and also don't forget the 55 discount till the 31st December on my Metafy.